Today's core cardio blast class is all about getting engaged in our core. So we're going to be accessing the upper core around the shoulders, the lower core, especially the pelvis, doing some leg work and doing some twists using the middle abdominals to engage so we can move. Let's get started on our backs and let's get going. It's going to be a short class, powerful and efficient. So start off on your back. We'll get ready for our low ramp, waken the glutes up, hip extension. Pressing your feet, get those hips off the ground. So you've lifted the pelvis, you're rooting the tailbone towards the heels, the glutes are on here. Now either just lift the right heel, and if this already feels like a lot for the left leg, then feel free just to stay here, or you can bring the right knee over top of the right hip. Take your hands on either side of your pelvis and just cup the pelvis. Notice if lifting the right leg has tipped it down at all. We want to keep that levelness and that feeling of engagement and neutral. Then you can keep the right hand at the right hip crease, but take your left hand on top of that right thigh. Just really press it and engage it here. And so there's almost like a little resistance going on between that right leg and that left hand, and then push into the left leg a few times here. So we're going to lift and lower that left glute, rooting it towards the heel. Remember, lower glute will be much superior for accessing, lower bridge will be superior for accessing that lower fibers of the glutes. And you'll hold your pulses, but we can take the left hand up to the ceiling and stretch those fingers out with the right hand. And so that right knee just stays over top of the hip, and now we're feeling that engagement of the left leg, just holding our single leg low bridge. Feel like your left foot pressing the ground could almost even go like rotating outward. It won't actually move, but it should help you like kind of corkscrew that left leg in. And then the right foot comes down. And so we'll switch hands. We'll actually take them back to the pelvis here first and cup the pelvis. And then either first just press into your left toes and lift your left heel. And so if that feels good and that's where you were on the other side, stick with that, or bring the left knee over top of the left hip. Keep your left hand here at that left hip crease. Remember, we want to notice, try not to let it dip down towards the floor. And then just take your right hand for a little extra security and engagement against that left leg. Press the right foot, start to lift and lower, accessing that firepower of the glute. You're gonna feel some heat already developing and building here. And that right hand is just very gently resisting against that left leg, starting to awaken, help us fire up. This will also help us with some of our movements and some of our little drills that we'll do to get that core power fired up and to get that cardio work in. So we'll slow our pulses down, just keep the right foot on the ground, keep the left knee over the hip, and stretch out the right wrist. You want to stretch the fingers on the right side, the wrists gain that extension, the right thumb moves away from the center of the palm. Everything should be feeling pretty heated up around the pelvis. Remember, we're going to stay low, keep length in the low back, and fire up the glute. And then the left foot comes down. Let's lower ourselves all the way down. So we'll come from the upper, middle, and then down onto the lower back. Just a quick core drill here. Take the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Shoulder blades come up. Kick your left leg forward. Spread the toes and feel the right foot on the ground. Just a little fire up for the core. Left foot comes down. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Shoulder blades come up. Belly pulls down. Right leg kicks forward. So just spread those toes, looking at them, letting things fire up. Even feel a little pull with that left leg. Then right foot comes down. Inhale and lower. Shoulders come down. Legs come all the way up. So if you like the legs on the ground, feel free to stick with that kicking forward movement, and that'll be your core drill. Otherwise, take the legs up. Still feel the sacrums on the ground, shoulders are on the ground. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Everything draws together. The right leg will lower here, and the left arm is reaching up. So we're just going to reach the left arm up and lower that right leg. Secure the core, feel a little tucking of the tailbone. Bring the left hand back, bring the right leg back up. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. We'll do that with the other leg. So the left leg lowers and the right arm reaches up. So you're just framing out your right side of the head with your right bicep. The left toes are spreading. You're scooping that tailbone. Left leg comes back. Right hand comes back. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Right leg lowers. Left arm reaches up. So it's not as important how low that right leg goes, but make sure the core is still on here. And then pull your right knee in, at the same time reach your left hand forward. So now your left hand is like reaching past your hip. Your right knee is coming in towards that right elbow. Right leg extends, left arm reaches up. Right leg comes back, left hand comes back. Inhale and lower. Take that to the other side. So exhale and lift, left leg lowers, right arm reaches up. And then pull the left knee in and reach the right arm forward. So you're holding that secure and steady there. Left leg extends, right arm reaches back up, left leg comes back up, right hand comes back. Inhale and lower. We're gonna add some reps onto that. Exhale and lift, right leg lowers, left arm reaches up, pull the right knee in, left arm reaches forward. Stay lifted in the shoulders, but reach the right leg back, left arm reaches back up and frames out the side of the head. Right knee comes in, left arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back, overhead, right leg extends. Left arm reaches forward past the hips, right knee comes in, reach it again, and then bring it up, left hand comes back. Inhale and lower, exhale and lift, left leg lowers, right arm reaches up, left knee pulls in, right arm reaches forward, and then extend it forward. Right arm reaches forward, and that left knee pulls in as the left leg reaches forward, the right arm reaches back up overhead. Then we'll bring them forward and in again, and extend it back up, inhale and lower. One more each side, exhale and lift, right leg lowers, left arm reaches up, 5 times here, right knee pulls in, left arm reaches forward, extend it, pull them in, reach it forward, extend it, pull it in, reach it forward, extend it, 2 more, keep scooping the tailbone, getting a little bit of that cardio heat in, extend it, right leg comes up, left hand comes back, inhale, lower, 1 more, exhale and lift, left leg lowers, right arm reaches up, pull the left knee in, reach the right arm forward, stay off the shoulder blades, extend it, pull the knee in, extend the right arm, reach it, and you'll pull it in, reach it forward, extend it, reach it up. 2 more, in, extend it, 1 more, relax the neck, pull into the core more, left leg comes up, right hand comes back, inhale and lower. Feet come down, come around onto hands and knees. We're gonna come into our quadruped and set this up real quick here. Hands are under the shoulders, knees can be under the hips or a little bit closer. Press in your palms, so your hands won't actually move, but feel like you could dial your hands outward. Left hand would dial out to the left, right hand would dial out to the right, but they won't because you have this sticky mat underneath you. And then feel like you could push to the outer edges of the mat. Again, the hands won't move, but it's as if you're trying to push them outward like that. And then feel like you could kind of pull them back towards your hips. Again, they won't move, but set the shoulder blades on the back ribs. And then tuck your toes in this quadruped. Without rounding your back, hover the knees. You can even bring the feet a little closer together. We're gonna swivel in our pelvis here a few times. So you're holding the belly in strong. You're getting a little rotation of the pelvis, freeing up some of this space around the ribs by using the engagement of the ribs. So keep looking at the hands. Left hand wants to dial to the left, right hand wants to dial to the right. Plug all those knuckles into the floor. Allow that little press outward of the hands to help secure those shoulder blades on the back ribs and like pull your hands back towards your knees a little bit to really lift up your core. All right, and then bring the knees down. Forearms come down, dolphin pose. Relax the neck, tuck the toes again. Knees are down, hover them, and then push in the toes, extend the legs. Knees don't have to straighten out. Left foot stays down, right leg lifts up. We're gonna march on a dolphin, right foot comes down, left leg lifts up. So the left comes down, right lifts up. The right comes down, the left lifts up. Keep going like that. Right up, left down, left up, right down. So keep going. Still hold your low ribs in. Push down into your forearms. Relax your neck. See if you can even release the jaw a little bit there. Keep going. Keep pulling the belly into the low back line. Glutes aren't working much here except for when they get that extension of the legs, but the forearms are really holding you up here. One more time with that second leg. Left leg comes down, lower the knees, quick child's pose, set the hips back. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, you can sigh out. We'll make our way to the top of the mat. Feel free to have some water, whatever you need as we flow and go. Blocks can be helpful. So come to the top of the mat and find yourself in a mountain pose. So arms will be by your side, standing tall. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Keep the ribs in, exhale, hinge at the hips. So torso comes towards thighs, hands land down, right foot steps back, right knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Reach up with those shoulders, hands come down, tuck the back toes, step the left leg back to meet the right. Lower your knees, lower all the way to the floor. Try to keep the head of your arm bones lifted. Don't crash them down into the floor. Keep pressing into the hands, but pull the hands back and inhale, lift with the belly in cobra. extending the spine, tuck the toes, press, and lift, downward facing dog. Toes can walk in, knees can bend, right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. So pressing that left foot to raise yourself up in the torso. Hands come back down, fingertips or palms on the ground. Step your left foot to meet your right. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Connect your ribs to your thighs, and then pushing your feet. Inhale, stand up tall, straighten the legs. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands or fingertips come down. Left foot sits back, left knee comes down. Toes can stay tucked. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Of course, you can always untuck the toes if that felt better for you there. Hands come down, step back into plank. Plant those palms, feel that dialing out sensation. Knees lower, lower all the way to the ground. Keep a little bit of that press out of the hands, like some energy is going out into the pinkies. Inhale, pull back with the hands, lift the belly into the low back and root your tailbone. Cobra, back extension, using that inhale. Press and lift. Exhale, lifts the belly up into the low back and helps you press up into downward facing dog. Feel free to shorten that stance. Let the knees bend. Feel long and balanced in the spine. Left foot steps forward, right knee comes down. So you can always keep the toes untucked. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Really just go with whatever the foot is allowing for that opening and maybe try them both out. Hands come down, fingertips come down, step to the top of the mat. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. We'll already start to add on. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Step the right leg back, step the left leg back. You're in your plank pose. From plank here, I'm gonna step the right leg out to the side, the left leg out to the side. So a little bit off your mat, it's a wide foot stance. Right foot comes in, left foot comes in. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Inhale, pull back your hands and root your tailbone in cobra. And then right away, push into your hands, knees stay down, reverse push up, lift the knees, step the right leg out, right leg in, left leg in, knees come down and lower. Core stays on. Whole way here. Inhale, pull back your hands for cobra, root the tailbone, press, knees stay down, but you extend the elbows, lift the knees, one more, right out, left out, right in, left in, knees lower, lower all the way to the ground. Try to keep these heads of the arm bones lifted. Don't let them crash the floor. Inhale, lift in the belly, root your tailbone, press in the hands, lift with the knees, and then lift the knees. This time, instead of walking out, lift up into downward facing dog and walk your hands back. Take an inhale there. Exhale. We're in a little happy squat at the back of the mat. So butt is over the heels, ribs are connected to the thighs. We're not low in a squat. We're actually extending those legs with the hands or the fingertips connected to the ground. One more big breath here. Breathe in your back like a big balloon. And then we'll walk our hands forward and we'll walk our hands and feet forward so we get back to the top of the mat. Take that to the other side. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, left foot steps back, right foot steps back. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the floor. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Inhale, lift the belly, root the tailbone. Keep the knees down, but press in the hands, extend the elbows. Lift the knees, step the left foot out, step the right foot out. Left foot comes in, right foot comes in. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Inhale, pull back your hands in cobra. Press, knees down, lift the knees. Left leg steps back, right leg steps back. Left leg steps in, right leg steps in, plank, knees down, lower all the way down. Pull back the hands for cobra. Inhale, tuck the toes, reverse push up. Last one, lift the knees. This time we will step left leg out, left leg in, right leg in. Hoist the pelvis up, downward facing dog. One more time, walk those hands back towards the feet. Take 3 big breaths here. So try to get your butt over the heels, spread the toes, grab the floor, really pressing that big toe mound, lift the belly into the low back. And then let's start to walk the hands forward, walk the feet forward, little baby bear walk all the way up to top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Let's get some sun salutation A's to get that heart rate going. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands land, step or hop back, plank pose. From plank, lower the knees or not, all the way to the ground. Inhale, cobra, pull back the hands, lift the belly, root the tailbone, tuck the toes, press, downward facing dog. Feel free to breathe in down dog. Do coil and spring so feet come together. Knees bend, but back to the heels. Push through the toes. Knees bend, but back to the heels. Push through the toes. The chest doesn't change, but the pelvis is accommodating, keeping neutral, letting the hips move back in space, and then forward. Maybe a little hop takes you to the top. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, step or hop back. Plank pose, lower, knees are not. Cobra, inhale, root the tailbone, lift the belly, tuck the toes, press and lift. Downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog, coil and spring, bend and straighten, push through the toes. You might even try a little coil, spring, and hop. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hands come down. Step or hop back, plank pose, lower, knees are not. Inhale, pull back the hands, root the tailbone, lift, press, downward facing dog. Feet walk in, spread the toes, bend the knees, push through the toes, extend, feet come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up, coil and spring, still good. Exhale, hinge the hips, hands come down, feet hop back, lower, plank, all the way down, cobra, lift the belly, root the tailbone, pull back with the hands, now press in the hands, lift, plank, downward facing dog, bend and straighten the knees, push through the toes, bend and straighten the knees, maybe push, feel a little bit of air time, find that space, whatever you're with. Hands come to the top of the mat, feet come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, step or hop back, plank pose, lower, knees are not. Inhale, pull back the hands in cobra. Exhale, lift, downward facing dog, hoist the pelvis up high, big breath here. Step your left foot about halfway up the mat till it's underneath your left hip. Then pull your chest forward over top of your hands, standing L. We're gonna take our hands from the mat onto the left leg, walk ourselves up into a bent knee airplane. Left hand comes to the left hip, right hand is on top of that left thigh. Now from bent knee airplane, push into the left leg and bring the right knee up into a single leg balance. So the left leg pressing down on the ground, right knee is up, flexing that hip. Extend the right leg back, flex the hip, right hand comes to that left thigh. Bent knee airplane, walk the hands down, standing, split. Palms come down, elbows straight. Try to bring a little weight into those hands. Lift the belly into the low back. Hands walk up, bent knee airplane, right hand's on that left leg, left hand comes back to that left hip crease. It's just like the single leg bridge we took at the very beginning. Pressing the left foot, bring the right knee up. Flex the right hip, left leg presses down. Extend that right leg back, walk the hands down, one more time. Standing L, palms land. Walk the hands back up, the leg, pause in that bent knee, airplane, then push in the left foot, rise up with that right knee, single leg balance. Extend the right leg back behind you and open up for straddle and then take it into side lunge. Sit back into the right hip, left leg gets long. Sit back into the left hip, right leg gets long. Take a few more of these, going back and forth between the legs. Keep the spine long, belly is on. 2 more times, to the back, to the front. We'll go back one more time, to the front, walk the hands around, and step your left foot back to meet your right in downward facing dog. Big breath here. Exhale, step the right foot halfway up so it's underneath that right hip. Pull the chest over top of the hands, left leg goes up and back. So standing out here with those straightened elbows, we'll walk the hands up the right leg. Take your time with it. Left hand comes on top of that right thigh. Right hand is on that outside right hip crease. Press in the right leg, rise up, single leg balance. Both hands are on either side of the hips. Extend your left leg back, flex that right hip. Left hand comes that right leg, walk the hands down. Standing L, hands come down, chest is over top of that space between them. Lift the belly into the low back. Hands walk up the right leg, single leg balance, or sorry, first bent knee airplane, but then pressing that right leg and flex the left hip, single leg balance. Keep pressing that right big toe mound into the ground. Left leg extends back, right hip flexes. Left hand on that right thigh, bent knee airplane, walk the hands down the right shin until you get to the floor. Hands come down, spread those toes, lift that belly. I know it's tough here. Lean a little weight into the hands, walk the hands back up. Right hand can come to the right hip crease, left hand's on top of that left thigh, pushing that right leg, left knee comes up. One breath here, and then extend that left leg back to the back of the mat, turn to the left, straddle, sit back in the left hip, side lunge to the left, sit back in the right hip, side lunge to the right. Hold your shoulders back, stay upright, let that breath still come in with a nice long spine. One more time, side lunge to the right, walk the hands to the right and step your right foot back to meet your left. downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, come up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, and just swivel your pelvis, kind of like we did in our quadruped here. So we're just freeing up some of those side ribs here before we get ourselves moving once again. So you'll go one more time to the left, one more time to the right, and then bring your feet back into neutral down dog. So you're just in a down dog here. You're gonna step your left foot forward, twisted crescent. Scoot the right hand back. You can come onto a block. It can be down on the floor, whatever you like. You can check that left hand in on the pelvis, make sure the right hip isn't dipping to the ground, but in fact, push your right toes in the ground, squeeze your right glute and lift that right hip. Press into the right shoulder blade, maybe even reach that left arm up. And 3 times here, we're gonna backstroke. Back, down, forward, around. So that left arm is coming up, back, forward, around. If you have it up at all, it could also just stay on the hip. And then one more time, reach the left hand forward, keep the right hand down. We're gonna bring the left elbow in outside the left leg and pull the right knee in outside that left leg. So then extend them again, touch it down and push it forward. Extend it, touch it down and push it forward. Extend it, touch down and push it forward. So elbow and knee are coming outside that front leg, but they are kind of meeting like parallel. The left leg still stays in between them. Then pull them in, pushing that left leg, rise up, single leg balance, left hand on top of that right thigh. Left glute is working here. Standing tall, core is zipped up, strong. Inhale, exhale. Hands come down, right leg steps back, left leg steps back. Inhale, exhale. Right foot steps forward, twisted crescent. Left hand can be on the floor, can come onto a block. Right hand can check that left glute. Press the left toes, lift the left leg. Left knee's off the floor, left glute's lifting into the right hand, lean to the left shoulder, open up the chest, open up the torso. The right arm can free itself up from the hip, reach it back, forward, and around. Back, down, forward, around. One more time all the way through. And then this time, reach it forward. Realign your chest with the floor. Hand stays on the ground or up on the block. Leave the left toes, load the right foot, and pull the left knee in. It's next to the right knee, right elbows outside that right knee. And then we'll step them back, touch, pull them in, step them back, touch, pull them in. So it steps back, you just touch that toe for a moment. And our knee and our elbow are coming outside. So the right leg is like the sandwich. It's the good stuff in the middle of the sandwich. And then one more time, pull left knee in, pull right elbow in, pressing that right foot, rise all the way up with single leg balance. Bring your left thigh up and into your right hand. Secure that core, maybe take a little twist to the left. And this time, we'll just step that left foot down next to the right. Grab a little water, wipe off some sweat, and we'll put both of these sequences together here. So we'll have all of our moves as one nice big sequence. Of course, you can always keep the movements at where they were, like stepping out instead of hopping the legs out, which will be an option. We'll have an option to hop up with a single leg balance. If you like just walking your leg up and taking a single leg balance, stick with that. But we'll all come to the top of the mat. We'll all start off this way. Arms by our side, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Right foot steps back, right knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Keep the right arm up, make a fist, and then take the left hand down, make a fist. Bring that left fist onto the right glute. So knuckle the right glute and reach up with that right knuckle and get some nice expansion here from that right side hip all the way up through that right shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Right knee lifts, right foot is back, left foot steps back to meet it. We're in a plank. Jack the feet out one time, lower all the way down, head of the arm bones stay lifted. Goalpost the arms, inhale in your cobra. Feet can stay down, you can lift them more locust style. Hands come under the shoulders, pushing the hands, come up into plank, jack the feet out so they hop out together one time. Lower, goalpost the arms, inhale, lift the chest, shoulder blades lift. Hands come under the shoulders, push up. Little jack, lower down, goalpost the arms, inhale and lift. 2 more times, pushing the hands, extend the elbows, jack the feet out, lower down, goalpost the arms, inhale, lift the belly into the low back. Hands come down, press down, jack out, lower down, hands come down, goalpost, inhale, hands come back down, push, and then this time lift up, downward dog. Walk the hands back. Let's take a big breath here in our seated squat. So happy squat. We're sitting the butt down. It's low, but not too low It's above the heels. We're pressing to the feet. It's that press and extension of the legs, but keeping the bend and honoring how much space is available there. That will really open you up. Breathe into your back like a big balloon. Let go of your neck, but keep a little press or grip with your fingertips. So use your shoulders to open up the full matrix of the core. All right, from here, I'm gonna walk those hands forward. Take one breath in down dog. You're gonna step your left leg forward, and we're gonna bring it just about halfway up the mat, so it's right underneath that left hip. Come into your standing L. From standing L, you could lean on those toes and invert it. Left leg will be down. We'll all come up, so the hands will come up onto that left leg for a moment, bent in the airplane, then press into it, press that left leg, get a little hop. Come through that bent in the airplane, hands come down, standing L, lean into it, option, left leg comes down, through bent in the airplane, or just hop throw. Hands come down, standing L, we just kind of transition through that bent in the airplane and then hop it in our single leg balance. So left leg is down, you might lean into the hands, left leg is down, press through it, extend the right knee, and then you'll lean, left leg comes down, press the left toes, right knee comes up. One more time, so you could just be leaning and standing L, and then pressing and rising up. We'll come up in that single leg balance, extend the left leg back, turn to the side lunge to the right, side lunge to the left. Stick with this, or add a little hop and touchdown to it. So do that 4 times, to the back, to the front, just hopping the feet together. You sit back in the hip, you get a little touchdown, almost like a little back and forth run, right? Sports. Bring it forward, top of the mat, walk the hands forward. Right hand is down inside that left foot, reach the left arm up, twisted crescent, circle it back. 3 times here, pushing the right toes. Lift the right glute, and then this time, reach the left arm forward, right fingers are on the ground, block is fine too. Lean into the left leg, pull the right knee in. Don't touch it down this time, just extend it, pull it in. So don't touch it down, extend left arm, right leg, pull them in. They frame out the left leg, extend them both back, and then reach them. So sorry, left arm extends forward, right leg extends back, pull them in, elbow outside of knee. Left arm extends forward, right leg reaches back, pull them in. Now push into that left leg, rise up for a single leg balance. Left hand can come on top of that right thigh, or you can grab inside the right foot and extend it. And then we'll come to an optional revolved crescent. Bring the right leg back, right hand comes down. You're loading that left leg. When the right fingers come down, take a little revolve in those ribs. So you're twisting, bouncing on that left leg, revolved half moon. Right knee comes down behind the left ankle. Take a little shoulder roll out. If you're not comfortable with the hips on the ground, kick your right leg out from underneath you, but roll your shoulders here and feel that little release and a little bit of freedom. All right, then just align your hands to the front of the mat. Step your right leg back, step your left leg back. Come forward into plank, coil, send your butt back to your heels, point your knees to the right, and then spring, come through plank, coil, send your butt back to the right, knees to the left. And let's just do that 2 more times. So coil, knees go left, coil through plank, coil into plank, coil into plank. And we'll step the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Here comes the other side. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Left foot sits back, left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. You can make a fist with the left hand, fist with the right hand. Comes down onto that back left glute. Knuckle it, reach it up. Feel that expansion, that length. So the left glute is lifting the leg from the pressure out of that knee, and then that left shoulder is lifting up to that left ear. Hands come down, step back into plank. So you can still step out or hop the feet out. It's a little jack move. Knees can lower or lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back the hands in cobra or goalpost the arms and lift the forearms. Lift the belly, root the tailbone, locust, goalpost arms. Hands come down, press in the palms on the knees or not, lift up. Then you can lift the knees, hop the feet out, lower the knees or not, head of the arm bones stay lifted all the way to the ground. Cobra or goalpost the arms. Inhale, lift the belly into the low back, extend, root the tailbone. Hands come down, push, hop the feet out, hop the feet in. Lower, goalpost the arms. Inhale and lift. Hands come down, push, extend the elbows, hop out, hop in, lower, head of the arm bone stay lifted, goalpost the arms, inhale, root the tailbone, press in the hands one more time, hop in, hop out, lower, come all the way down, goalpost the arms, inhale, lift the shoulders, and then press in the hands, back under the shoulders, this time just lift, downward facing dog, walk the hands back, happy, squat, and come up on the fingertips, release the neck, but hold your core strong and accountable here, and lift the front body into the back body. One more breath. Whew. We'll walk the hands forward. One breath when you get to that down dog. Big inhale. Exhale, step the right foot halfway up the mat. So you start in that standing split. We'll go a little slower on this side. So we'll walk the hands up, bent knee airplane. So this is your first option. Press on the right leg, bring the left knee up, reach that right arm up. It's a little single leg balance on that right leg. You'll come back through bent knee airplane, and then hands will come down for standing L. Second option is to lean into your hands, pull your right leg in towards you. A little balance from standing L, pass right through bent knee airplane, press on the right leg, get a little hop, and drive the left knee. So you come right down onto the hands, standing L, load them. And this is an option. Load the right leg right away, drive the left knee. So you load the hands, press into it, lean into it, press on the right leg. Load the hands, press into it, lean into it, load the right leg, drive the left knee. One more time, load the hands, you give it a little lean, feel a little trust on those shoulders. You got this. Right leg comes down. This time, don't hop. Just drive that left knee, and then step it out. Side lunge to the left, side lunge to the right, or hop with it. And as you hop, you can get a little touchdown. So as you side lunge to the left, you can touch that right hand down. And as you side lunge to the right towards the top of the mat, you can touch left down. One more time back, one more time front. Walk it into twisted crescent. Left hand is down. You can still be on a block. Right hand could be at that back left glute. Otherwise, reach the right arm up, forward, back, and around. Up, forward, back and around. Up, forward, back and around. This time, reach it forward. Slide the left hand forward so it's a little in front of that right. Make sure you have enough room for that. Right arm's reaching forward, the left leg's reaching back. So we're more in like a warrior three with the left hand down. But then pull the left knee in so it's outside that right leg. Right elbow's in, outside that right leg. And then we'll extend them. Right leg's in the middle, between the knee and the elbow. And then reach them away. Pull them in together, and then reach them away. Pull them in together, reach them away. Two more, in together. Reach them away this time. Pull them in together. Press that right leg, rise up. Single leg balance. Left thigh can come up into right hand. Or if it feels okay to grab your right foot, you can take a little more twist through that torso. The left knee doesn't have to be straight. The right leg doesn't have to be straight. Find balance and one more stability through that pelvis. Revolved half moon. Release the left leg. Bring the left fingertips back down to the ground like they were before. We're going to reach the right arm up. That's an option here. It'll also come back to the back of the pelvis. But you could just feel a little rotation through that core strength, everything holding you steady here. Then bring your left knee behind your right ankle and come down to a seated spiral. Find a block to sit on, sit your hips down or kick your leg out, but roll your shoulders a few times. And we'll unwind as the last thing. Come into your plank. We're gonna coil. So knees bend, hips back to the heels, over to the left, forward into plank. Knees bend, hips back to the heels, over to the right, forward into plank. Knees bend, hips to the left, knees bend, over to the right. One more time. Keep going like that. Through your plank, lower all the way to the ground. And then bring your hands under your forehead and windshield wiper those legs. We did lots of opening here. Lots of different areas. We were working the hips a lot, so just to wind down, we're gonna come onto our backs and kick our figure four stretch. Feel free to take anything else you like for the hips, but at least cross that right ankle over the left thigh and keep the left foot on the ground. I'm near a wall, so I'll show you the leg up the wall variation. You could also just let your left leg on its own strength lift off the floor and pull the right ankle in a little bit more towards the torso. Keep pressing a little against that leg to keep that balance there. Externally rotate the right leg bone in the hip socket. And if you're close enough to a wall, you can also have your left foot on the wall. Make sure it's your wall or that you're not going to leave any marks. Clean it up after. More of a concern when we're actually in the gyms, right? You're using like a room with a mirror or something. So feel free to either take one more breath or as many more as you like. And if your foot's on the wall, I'll show you this since I'm already here. You'll just bring your right foot on the wall and then cross your left ankle over the right thigh. And honor if one hip isn't quite as open as the other. So if you feel your tailbone lifting off the ground, it feels like your low back is on the ground, like the back of the hips isn't touching anymore, then scoot yourself far enough away that your hips come down. Of course, right foot on the ground, left ankle cross will also be really good. Externally rotate that left thigh or lift the right leg off and you just let that right knee bend. But these are all good, just self-activating hip openers. It really will give you a lot more freedom around the back area, the spine. So we're using the muscles of the pelvis to release the pelvis. And again, feel free to either just take like one more huge breath in. Stay for the exhale. Release what you can or hold that longer if you want a longer hold. We'll let the legs come down. Feet can stay walked in or go long for Shavasana, up to you. Find a position that feels comfortable. And if at any point the position you started off in no longer is serving you, then feel free to adjust and make yourself comfortable. And if you'd like a long Shavasana, feel free to pause this. And when you're ready, hit play. Take 3 breaths laying here. In through the nose, full and deep, expanding, and out through the mouth. In through the nose. Letting it out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. And if you want, you can reach the arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from top to bottom. Pull the knees in. Give a little rock over to whatever side is calling you and make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time there. Feel the energetic change in the body, what that core cardio blast can do when it's mindful and meaningful, and when we're moving in ways that are not only sustainable, but will support all of the other movements in our everyday lives so that we have them programmed, that they take a little bit less active thought, and that real knowledge in the body is set. So I honor you taking the time to set that mind-body connection up so that you can serve yourself better. And the light in me honors the light that shines inside of each of you, that light that connects us all together.